I had mentioned this in the Hubbard video the other day, that I didn't have something that I really wanted to have, and that was these. So it's called a swing shaker. And now I may be wrong, but I believe when they originally made these, or when I originally saw them, maybe they were out, but I couldn't find light ones. They were all pretty heavy. And what's cool about them now is they make them all the way down, or you can get them all the way down to a 3/16. I just ordered these, so I know they're in stock. And I'll show you the cool thing about it is this right here. The hook is actually on a pivot. So you get really spectacular action out of your bait, as opposed to my knowledge, I've never seen, you know, it's basically I'm gonna call it a biffle bug or swing head, but for a finesse application. So it's a really cool little bait. It's got a spring on there so you can get your bait snugged on there real tight. I'm gonna say that's about a 2/0 hook probably on it. Say what it is. I don't think it. Oh, it says 3/0, so it's a 3/0 hook on there. But that's a really neat little thing, and I had a couple of them that actually might have even been prototypes as I think about this. But anyway, I had some of them, lost them, and then the other day I really was wanting another one. Wanting to have some more at Hubbard, and I didn't have any, so I ordered some. So there you go. I'm gonna pair that with a little Divine Shaky head worm. It's a little bit bigger worm than what I was throwing at Hubbard the other day. It's a 6.3 inch, but the water here is quite a bit dirtier. So, and I'm gonna throw it up on this boat ramp and some other spots like that, and see if there's any interest. You know, one other thing as I'm sitting here bleeding, I'll clue you in on this little bait, is it's way easier if you'll bite the very tip of that worm off to get that spring started into that bait. So it doesn't have the centering pin on it, so that's really helpful to do that. And then you just throw it up there and catch an 8-pounder. Ooh, bleeding. All right, so another new product, probably not a new product, but a new product to me, are these KVD precision split ring pliers. And I'll tell you, that is the best pair of split ring pliers I've ever had. And I've had a bunch. They've got these little teeth right here that it's just brilliant. I know that's probably really hard to see, but it makes it really way easy to grab those split rings and get hooks on and get hooks off. Something I really struggle with, number one, with my vision, but just not being able to get a fingernail in there anymore. Those things are awesome. I don't think they might have been $19. I'll put down below what I paid for them, but I bought them at Tackle Warehouse. They're not at all expensive, so those are way cool. Okay, so one more item I'm going to show you, and this is an item I actually don't have yet, but I'm kind of excited about getting. So if you go back to the Todd Driscoll videos where we're talking about fish care, one of the things Todd talks about is, especially in the summertime, when you put a sack full of fish, 12 pounds or 32 pounds in a bag, in a weigh bag, and walk, you know, for example at Rayburn, walk up the hill, it's hot, you've only got 3, 4, 5, 6 gallons of water in that bag. Between the heat of the water and the heat of the air and the sun beating on that bag and all those fish in that bag, the oxygen in that water gets depleted really quickly. And if you remember what he said was, as soon as you get up there, put those fish in that tank and put those little bubblers, if you will, down in the bag and re-oxygenate that water as quick as you can. And I was talking to my buddy Lou. Most of you know Lou. He does Beyond the Bounds fishing. Lou Martinez does a real nice job on that channel. And Lou turned me on to Ego Fishing. And Ego Fishing are the guys who make that extension net that you guys see me use. I get a lot of questions about that net. I love that net. Especially, well, I use it everywhere, but if you fish the northern lakes where you fish docks with those cables and you need a net you can reach out and get a fish under or over a cable, those nets are really great for that because it's got a short handle that extends out to like 6 feet long. I'll put a link to that down there below. And it's also the company that makes this bag, and this is supposed to be a fishing bag. But this is a huge compartment on top, and then it's got these trays down here in the bottom. And what I have turned this into is, this is my camera bag. Anybody that's seen me do or had me come over and do a boat review in their boat will tell you, I show up with that bag. I got equipment down here, cameras up here. I got my tape measure. I got my level for the tippy test. All that stuff is in that bag. That's made by Ego. And I've had that bag
2 years now, and it still looks just like it did when it was brand new. And so I've got some experience with those guys' products. It's called Ego Tactical Fishing, I think. And I said something to Lou. I said, why doesn't somebody make a weigh bag that's got a built-in bubbler, something to keep those fish lively? And he said, I got something for you. So he sent me the link to Ego. So I'm going to order this bag right here. I'm real interested to get this bag. It's basically a weigh bag, and you see that little pouch on the outside with a tube running in. It's got a bubbler built into it. So I'm going to order one of those. I'll give you guys a review once I've used it a few times. But that's another new item that it's something I was just talking about. Man, this would be cool if somebody made one. And Lou stays so on top of stuff like that because he does a ton of product reviews as well. He said, check this out. So those are the items I thought you guys might be interested in. The stuff I've already tried, the new stuff, the Duke that I haven't tried, the 6 cents bait, and this new Ego bag that I got coming. And I also noticed I've never had a fish removal tool. Didn't even know how they work. I use my forceps or my clamps, if you will. I've shown you how I do that in several videos. But I'm going to order a fish removal tool as well from those guys. I just saw it on their website. It's like 20 bucks, and I thought if I'm going to order from them, I'm going to get anything else I might want from them at the same time. So I've got one of their ice chests. I like it as well. They make good products. I've been real pleased with the products I've gotten from them in the past. So I'll share with you guys my review of that, and as well as the Duke as soon as I get to fish with that, and as soon as I get to weigh some fish in that Ego bag. But I'm looking forward to getting that and checking it out. So, okay, a couple of more products I want to share with you guys that are new. Both of these are sponsored by 6 cents. This one, I've not thrown it yet. It's a little off season for us right now, but it's a new rattle style bait. It's about stuck a hook in my finger. And it's called the Duke. It's a 5/8 ounce bait. I believe that's right. Let me make sure I'm telling you right. It is a 5/8 ounce bait. That bait's called the gold reactors, that particular color. Of course, it comes with the EWG hooks. You guys know I swapped those out, but I keep sticking myself. Super sharp hooks. And what I will say to you is this bait, so versus some of the other 6 cents baits, they've kind of rounded the bait off a little bit more. I'll put a picture up there where you can get a better look at it. But the shape of the bait, and I'm going to just say it out because it's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of a Lucky Craft bait. It has a shape similar to some Lucky Craft baits that I've thrown a lot over the years. So I'll be real interested to use that bait once we get any kind of a rattle bait bite, which will probably be this fall again. But I ordered a bunch of those. I got that one. I got about 7 or 8 different colors in those baits. So you might check that out. The other thing and it's funny, I actually may have talked about this in a video already, but I said something to Terry about it the other day, and he said, did you ever get these? And I didn't. 6 cents, they've got those really nice kind of neoprene rod sleeves, and I love those things. But like when I co-anglered with Terry this weekend, I had 7 rods, and so now I've got, because now the 6 cents won't do this, but once you pull them off to fish with them, you got to stick them in a box, and you got to remember to get them back out. 6 cents came out with something called the multi-rod sleeve. Now in the picture here, it looks like it holds 6 or 7 rods. I love the idea of this for co-angling. So for that exact reason, I can bind all my rods together in that one sleeve, maybe put something around the base, which a lot of guys use, little Velcro straps around the base. So when you're transporting them from your boat, from your truck, or from the back of your truck to the boat and back, you've got them all bundled together, and they're protected and they're held in place because they're not rattling around and getting the line wrapped around each other. So that's only a $19 item. I have not ordered one. I will have one ordered before y'all see this video so they don't sell out, because sometimes when I talk about stuff in these videos, the stuff sells out. But $19.99, you can use the code KEN10 and get 10% off that, so you'll get $2 off of that even. So $17.99, pretty cool deal. And I just see a lot of instances where I might use that single rod sleeve versus using 6 or 7 separate ones, so that it's a lot easier to keep up with that one rod sleeve when I go into somebody else's boat, which I do all the time. I fish team stuff, so sometimes we fish out of my boat, sometimes we fish out of Terry's boat. And I had several guys ask me actually in the comments, how do we make the decision on whose boat we're going to go in? And we kind of do it one of about 3 different ways. So if it's a multi-day tournament, we'll usually fish out of both of our boats. We usually fish out of Terry's boat the first day and my boat the second day. And the reason we do that is, my boat's wrapped. it's real easy from half a mile away to see that it's us because of the wrap. So on the occasion, hopefully once again sometime in the near future, that we catch fish that first day, we would rather people not know where we are. We don't care as much on the second day. So that's kind of been the process there. This weekend, for example, we fished at Tawakoni because Terry had 6 or 8 little rock piles marked on his GPS that he had found. And it was just easier just to go in his boat versus going in my boat in that case so we didn't have to add the waypoints into my boat. Now, having said that, the third way we do it, and we pay a lot of attention to this, is who has the better money from either Bass Cat Quest or Phoenix First Flight. And in this case, actually, if we had won the Bass Champs tournament, it was a $7,000 additional pay from Phoenix or $7,500 from Bass Cat. Now, we opted to go in his, even though we could have won $500 more, because it just didn't seem like that big a deal. And truthfully, we didn't feel like we were on winning fish, which that's usually the one you win. But we always pay attention to that on the different circuits. And if there is any kind of substantial difference in the boat, we'll go in the boat that's going to win us more money. And if you're not paying attention to that, if you're in a newer boat or even in an older boat like a Bass Cat, you can, in any age boat, you can still win money in Bass Cat Quest. So you just got to pay the little fee to do that. But you need to be paying attention to that. And as far as that goes, you need to be paying attention to all of that, whether it's a TH Marine bonus money or the power pole, captain's cash, or whatever it is. You need to be paying attention to that because it's a way to win a lot of extra money in these tournaments. And guys who win a lot pay a lot of attention to that. So it's too late once you won the tournament to go back and figure out if you could have won money. Do it up front, pay attention. So there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. And that's 3 videos this week. We'll have a couple videos up again next week. Hopefully one of those is going to be a boat review I'm working on right now if I can get it done. So we'll see you guys real soon back on the water.